Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land, whether you're watching this live, whether you are watching this after the fact. How's it going? Let me know that you can hear me all right. And if you're here, go ahead and sound off in the comments. Let me know that you're here, where you're coming from, and what you're smelling like, if anything. If that's just BO, that's BO. If that's, you just freshly showered, so be it. That's great too. Mohammed is here from Oman. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Phil Hawk, what's up? Jimmy. We have the real Heimer. Greetings from Germany. Thank you for being here. Luke is currently wearing Grand Soir. Classic. Jimmy is smelling like BO. All right, Jimmy. Thanks for letting us know. Gabriel from Chicago, Chi-Town. That's my second home. Yes, second home, I'd say that. Portland is my third home. Purple Oud and Arab Tonka bean, not sure. Cam, what's up? Good to see you. Hamith, hello. Wearing Terre Mes Parfum. Good stuff. Ben Collins from Atlanta. Good to see you. Let's say time to bust out. I think you're about to say something. You cut yourself off. Eddie, what's up? Danny from Romania. Hello. Jimmy just woke up. All right. Eddie's from Jacksonville. All righty. Eric, wearing Jazz Club. You getting ready to go out or something? Or you just smelling good at home? That's like alluring stuff. Luke, I have not smelled that one yet. How do you feel about it? John, what's up, man? What state am I in? I'm in Oregon. Phil, Amber Oud Tobacco Edition. Oh, okay, cool. I don't think I've smelled anything from that collection yet. From Al Harmain. Stuart, good to see you in London wearing ombre leather EDP. Is it raining over there? Gabriel, Invictus Aqua. All right. That's keeping fresh. Kyler, what's up? Clinton in Oklahoma. All right. I've been to Oklahoma once. I don't remember where it was now that I went. Tahlequah. Not much going on in Tahlequah. Ayush from India. Hello. Eric is doing his homework. Smelling good, smelling like Jazz Club. That's fine, man. No shame. Lucian from Italy. Hello. Latafa Oud for Glory. All righty. Very nice. Luke, that sounds nice. I'll have to check it out. Eddie, I haven't smelled that one from ATH yet. What's up, Tony? Ben is wearing Halfetti. Good stuff. Stuart Long. All right. Yeah, not raining today. It's raining here. Chanel Pour Monsieur. Man, I still got to smell that stuff. Still got to smell it. Hillary from the Borough. Good to see you. Kyler, what is my favorite chocolate fragrance? Currently, it's probably Chocolate Makes Me Happy from Unique Luxury. It's powerful stuff, so I don't wear it all that much, but the scent is delicious. Carlos, is it worth purchasing Millésime Imperial or Rolfa if I already have Virgin Island water? Carlos, the best way for you to answer that question is going to be getting samples of both of those and seeing how you feel. If you like them, or if you love them, I'd say if you love them, then it's worth it. Totally. But you'll be the best judge of that. So get your nose on them first. Do not blind buy them. Yeah, yeah. Clinton, I was there actually for a music festival at the college. I was an adjudicator. So they brought me in, put me up, and I was there for a weekend. That was several years ago. Crochet, Senator Day, 3 a.m. Hey, man, you're the one who put me on. I'll never forget. Hillary's wearing Fig Infusion from Essential. Beautiful. Haven't smelled it. I think I have a discovery set I still need to dig into that probably has that in it, but I do love Bois Imperial. Love that stuff. Casper from Poland. Ganymede. All right. Lovely stuff. Kyler says chocolate makes me happy, gives me crazy compliments. That's great. That's great. How do you feel about it, Kyler? Do you love the scent? I'm curious. Daver. New favorite house is Algabra. Algabra has some beautiful stuff. I haven't smelled them in a long time. Dominique, good to see you. Giga? Giga. I apologize. Hopefully one of those was right. What is the best niche for hospital workers from Georgia? All right. Um, well, there's no best niche for hospital workers. I mean, ideally, again, you should wear something that you love, but I know you definitely want to wear something that is not going to be offensive, I'm sure. Um, a lot of people would recommend eccentric molecules, molecule O1. That's a very nondescript kind of light woody scent that you may or may not smell. Um, I would also check out Essential Parfum Bois Imperial. I think that's a lovely scent to not be offensive. It's just a kind of a light, spicy, woody fragrance, but it does have some presence. I will say that. Luke, Amber Rose Gold by Zerzhoff. Haven't tried that one either. How do you feel about it? Husband and father of two. Instant Crush. Hey, man, love that one. And Grace loves that on me, and she loves to wear it. Scent of the day is Onyx. All right, good stuff. Okay. Thank you all for joining. I see Onan is here. Adrian and Lewis. All right. Thank you all and Timothy's here as well. Thanks for jumping in, everyone. We're going to get started. I'm going to try to keep this relatively brief. So if you guys missed it, several weeks ago, I did a video called, the very name of this video, which is, I think it was 7 good fragrances that I don't like to wear with mainstream alternatives. And I got a lot of feedback on that video asking me to do a part 2. And I was debating doing a part 2, just pre-recording it, but then I never felt really up to doing it. And I was wondering, like, man, I wonder if people actually want to see it. So I was, trying to decide what to do live today. And I'm like, you know what? This is perfect. How about I just do the part 2 live? So that's what we're doing today. If you missed part 1, it will be linked in the description of this video. But I think maybe a lot of you did see that. Clinton, thank you so much. Yeah, y'all be sure to hit the like button. It costs you absolutely nothing. Thank you in advance. So today we have a continuation of that video. We have just 5 fragrances this time. Again, I want to keep it relatively brief. And the premise of this is kind of what it sounds like. These are good fragrances to me. I do like them. The emphasis is on I don't like to wear them. And the reason is, and it's kind of the same across the board here, kind of, except for the last one. The last one, I'll explain, and I don't even know what I'm going to explain when I get there, but it is a little different. But the first 4 here, I like them. I spray them on, they smell good, as they're supposed to. But after a couple hours, I'm bored. I'm uninterested. So that is what it is for me. A lot of these are going to be very popular, hyped fragrances, ones that are very frequently recommended for various reasons. Some of them are guaranteed compliment getters. Some of them are great to wear to the gym or to the office or whatever. They're like heralded as these very particular fragrances. But, you know, as I always say, I think that if you are going to buy these because someone is recommending them, buy them or at least try them because you love the scent. You love the way it smells. You love the way it makes you feel, not because of what it could do for you, because we know that you can't make any guarantees. What's up, Chad? Good to see you, and thank you for the super chat. So I hope that makes sense. I'm not going to give you any commands. I implore you to not take any offense to anything I'm about to say, because the underlying principle is that I find these fragrances to be pleasant to varying degrees, some very much so. So I'm not trying to bash anything here. I'm just trying to offer my alternatives. And these are not necessarily meant to be stuff you need to go get. I'm not trying to say don't buy these, instead get these. No, this is a personal list. I'm just saying I don't like to wear these, but instead I like to wear these. So we're going to get into it. Lloyd is in the house. What's up, William? Gabriel's asking, is there a fragrance that smells like mold? A couple people told me they like that smell. What? Gabriel, I don't know if those are the people you want to be hanging out with. Who are these people? What? That is, I mean, I'm not putting this on you. I'm not saying that's a weird question to ask, but that is just a weird situation. I don't know what to say to that. Unpopular opinion. Thank you so much. I sure will buy myself and Grace a drink. Really appreciate it. Yeah, Gabe. I mean, Lloyd, don't put the judgment on Gabe. Again, that's just Gabe fielding a question that he is, he got information and he's trying to get some insight on it. That is a weird situation. I don't know who these people are, but I just wouldn't do what they're asking. Don't worry about finding a fragrance that smells like mold. I don't know of one. If I did, I would not be the expert to talk about it because I'm not trying it. So I say just let it go. Wear what you love. Okay, let's get started here. First one up. Again, don't take offense. Don't take offense. First one up is Prada L'Homme. Now, again, as with all these fragrances, does it smell good? Yes, it does smell good. Soapy, clean iris, a little bit of this ambery, warm sweetness in the background. I've showed this to several people, and they have found it way too sweet. In fact, they found it more sweet than fresh. Now, by saying that, I'm talking about showing it to them in the way that I no longer really recommend, which is spraying it on paper and putting it in their face. Because again, we don't wear fragrances up our nostrils. So I don't know exactly what the future is going to hold when it comes to me showing people blindly, fragrances. I don't think I'm going to be spraying on paper and saying, here, smell this. I think what I'll be doing is just sacrificing my skin and then like wafting things to them. Anyway, good fragrance. Very, very high. Excuse me, very hyped. A lot of people make promises and guarantees with this stuff. But for me, again, after a couple hours, I'm like, I need more. Where's the rest? It's just kind of, it falls a little bit flat for me. Very good stuff. I'd give it like a 7 out of 10 for the scent. I used to love it more than I do now. And again, I don't really wear it because I prefer something a little bit more interesting. And one that does it for me, and this is one that not everyone's going to love because it is a little bit mature. It's a little bit vintage. I have it on my hand. I've been smelling it all morning, kind of letting it waft, and it's pretty strong for an eau de toilette. Pache de Cartier. The original eau de toilette from 1992. Raise your hand if you weren't born yet. This stuff it's beautiful. It's so beautifully composed. It is amazing quality. Cartier is so overlooked. Not really sure why. Again, I know this one is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. It is a little bit mature. This is kind of a fougere. It does have a lot of the classic elements, aromatic, spicy, woody, maybe a little bit mossy in a way, and definitely has a bit of this shaving foam feel. But this one has this like bitter spiciness to it that not everyone's going to dig. There's something about it that it has an edge to it. It does make it smell a tad bit funky in a way, just a little bit, just to give it that edge to make it a little bit more mature, I think. But as it dries down, it has so much depth to it. It just kind of changes more and more as it dries. It sits on the skin a good while, and I just love it. It gives me the same feeling. In fact, I have these banners I've been meaning to put on the screen. Prada L'Homme is what I would consider clean and gentlemanly. So this is my replacement for that. Also clean and gentlemanly. That is Cartier, Pasha de Cartier, the Eau de Toilette. All these fragrances will be linked down below, by the way. Okay. Gabriel, have you chimed in yet about this mold? I'm waiting to hear from you, man. I'm just really curious about who these people are. Again, guys, don't go after Gabriel. Gabriel, I hope you're still here. I hope we didn't scare you off. I'm just really curious. I've never heard of anything like that in my life. Okay. Let's move on, y'all. Let's move on. Okay. Next fragrance. Again, don't be offended. I like it. I think it's good. I've wore it quite a bit. Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. I'm calling this fresh and versatile. This is Prada's answer to Dior Sauvage. Let's be real. This one was not made in a vacuum. They didn't just stumble like, oh, what do you know? It smells, oh, it's just like that, man. We didn't even know. 2 years after Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette was released, this was released. So, yeah, they saw the hype. They saw the profit, the success, and they said, let's get on that. Smells like metallic shower gel. Lots of lavender, lots of spice, kind of this warm, woody smell in the background. I actually am going to spray this on paper because I haven't smelled it in a while, and I'm not going to put it on my skin right now. I like the scent of this stuff. Yeah, it's nice. It is a good scent. But after like an hour, again, I've had it. I'm like, okay, I'm done. Now, thankfully, it doesn't last terribly long. I get maybe 5-6 hours out of it. So, I'm not really like trying to scrub it off. It's not like messing me up or anything. But if I'm going to have something on my skin for the day, I want to be interested in it all day. And a fragrance that is, ironically enough, not all that complex, but keeps my interest more is definitely going to be this one here. Dior Homme 2020. Also what I consider clean and versatile, but in a different way. What I found over the years is that I don't really care for fragrances that smell like shower gel. That's just a type of cleanliness that, again, I just don't find interesting. I have shower gel that smells like shower gel. I'd rather just clean myself with that. This is a different kind of clean, though. It is simple. It is a simple scent, but in my opinion, Dior is not really following any particular trend with this. This does stand out a bit as far as simple, mainstream, masculine marketed fragrances go. It's more of a clean, citrusy, balsamic woodiness, fresh, kind of lemony in a way, with this semi-synthetic smelling dry woods in the background. And there's this muskiness to it that makes it a little bit sexy, but overall it's very versatile. It comes off pretty clean. My wife goes goo goo for this fragrance. I don't really know why. She might even love it more than I do in terms of smelling it. But I do really enjoy this stuff. I find it interesting. I don't know why it sits on my skin after 5 hours. I'm still loving it. I think it's just because it is a little bit different. It's not just straight up shower gel. So that is Dior Homme 2020. Let me know if you guys dig that stuff. And if I didn't, Dominique, thank you so much. Really appreciate you. If I didn't make it clear, again, the fragrances that I'm talking about that are good are mainstream fragrances. And my alternatives, I've also strived. Strove. What is the past tense of that? I also sought out to make them mainstream mainstream fragrance alternatives. So I'm not just replacing them with like niche stuff that's super, super artistic. I tried to keep it a relatively even playing field. Okay, Enzo said he gifted it to his father. All right. Lloyd, yes, people are different. No surprise. People are different. Anthony, thank you. That's exactly what I did. Jesus, what's up, man? Clinton, yeah, it's good stuff. Victor from Utah, what's up? Casper, I agree. I do agree. I think Bois Imperial is also a little bit similar to Dior Homme 2020. Nash, thanks. All right, moving on. Third pick. Now, this one, I don't know if I would say this one is very popular. It might even be discontinued. I'm not sure. I think I've seen it going for some crazy prices, even on the discounters, but you guys let me know if I'm wrong. This is a flanker, and it was a blind buy, and frankly, it was a disappointing blind buy, but I can't say it's a bad scent. This is Gucci Guilty Eau de Parfum. I call it sweet and alluring. That's what it is. I can't even really describe the scent to you. It does smell like the original Gucci Guilty, which I was surprised about because this came along after the creative direction change. Alessandro Michele, I believe is his name. We got Gucci Guilty Absolute in 2017. And I think this came maybe 2 years later. I don't remember exactly when, but it was after. So I'm like, oh man, if this is coming after the direction change, then this is probably going to be something artistic or, and they also put out the Odu or whatever the heck they called that thing. I don't remember what it's called. I didn't like that one, but I respected them trying different stuff. And then this came out and I'm like, wait a minute, this just smells like the original Gucci Guilty from like 10 years ago, whenever it came out. But it's just like stronger. So it's nice. It's sweet. It's kind of aromatic. It's very boyish in a way. It's definitely something that if you're young, like in college or something, and you wear this on a night out, you're probably going to get noticed if you, present yourself well. It's going to help you. But it's boring. It's boring. And I was disappointed that it came from Gucci after, they released some really interesting stuff. So what I prefer instead, that I also find sweet and alluring, is Guerlain L'Homme Idéal Eau de Parfum, another EDP flanker of a fantastic collection, of which all of the fragrances I've tried of this collection, pretty much, I really enjoy. I don't care much about the sport, and the cool is pretty good, but I'd say those two are maybe at the bottom for me. But this one is stunning. It is a little different. It's not going to be for everyone. It's a different kind of sweetness. Lots of tonka bean and cherry. So very, very kind of syrupy sweet, more so than like vanilla, like sweetness, mixed with a lot of leather, maybe some woods and spices or something like that. It is kind of beautiful and it is sweet, but there is still this handsome, gentlemanly nature that people would find masculine, I think, because of it's the leather, but it's a personality more than anything. Where would you love? I think it smells wonderful. I do think it is still alluring. This is one I would want to dress up a little bit more, but you don't have to. I don't think this is that easy to find, unfortunately. So you might have to search a bit, but I think it's worth a sample if you haven't tried it yet. Let's see here. Catch up on these comments. All right, Justin in. What's up, man? Sorry to switch topic. Where is Gabriel? That's what I want to know. He's probably left. Sorry to switch topic or ask a question that has been asked. Will you be going to Sin Explorer in December? I'm not sure, Justin. I would like to. I have a lot of things up in the air. I would like to try. So I can't make any guarantees, but I would like to make it this year. Jesus, I'm not sure if I'm nose blind after 15 minutes or they're just low performers with the guilty line. I don't think they're low performers, Jesus. If you're sticking your nose in them, or if you're spraying them on your chest or your neck so that they're coming up into your nose constantly, you're probably going nose blind. No fragrance unless it is a 2% concentrated, eau de cologne, like 4711 kind of thing, is going to last 15 minutes. There's no way. So you're definitely going nose blind, it seems. Timothy, have I tried Prada Ocean? That one is nice. I'd like it maybe just about as much as Rossa Carbon, I would say. But I do like it. It is a nice scent. It would probably be on this list if I had it as something I would replace. But I like the scent. But after a few hours, I'm like, I need a little bit more. Okay. Caroline for the win. Yes. Encre Noir Sport. Sunday, I actually still need to try the Sport Flanker. I have the Alex Strem, which I enjoy. Ross is in the house. Good to see you, bro. Okay. We're going to keep it moving. Any more questions? How is that ideal when compared to Hobbit Rouge? Hobbit Rouge is a totally different beast. That is a polarizing fragrance. It's kind of weird. It is really put together and refined and very unique, and I enjoy it, but I have a hard time wearing it because it is kind of strange. It's kind of weird, but it kind of reminds me of the smell of like a new deck of cards. That might sound weird, but that's a vibe that I get out of it, but I like it. It's kind of addictive. Prospering Full, thank you so much. You are the best. Thank you for your support. Really appreciate that. Robert, I do trust Droma Shop. I've been in touch with them. I have a rep there. I can reach out to my rep and ask him about that. I may not hear from him till Monday, but they are legit. I have a lot of people who have ordered from them before, so they're legit. Okay. Alrighty. Says smells like old lady rose. I can get that. There's a lot of rose in there. Let's keep it moving. Number 4. This one was in the thumbnail. It was one of the two in the thumbnail. We already saw one, so you probably know what it is. And again, a good fragrance. And you may have even seen this pop up in a video I did not long ago talking about, do these fragrances make me a D-bag? It was all about guilty pleasures. And again, it does fall in line because I like the scent. As I said in that video, I like it. I don't really know why I like it, is what I was saying there, because it doesn't fall with my normal taste, but I still don't like to wear it because it's boring to me after a few hours. And this one in particular is kind of nauseating after a few hours because it comes off pretty sickly and so strong. But it's a good scent overall. Hawas from Rossa. Again, don't get mad. Nothing to get mad at here. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying I don't like it. I just don't like to wear it. Even now, what I just smelled of it from the atomizer, it's good. But that's about all I can handle. It's not something I want to keep smelling. I can't really explain it. A kind of aquatic and fruity and sweet. Quite sweet, actually, and very powerful. A lot of people call it a compliment beast, a compliment monster, and blah, 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 and they wear it for that reason. I just cannot bring myself to wear fragrances for that reason unless I love it, because I don't love this stuff. Even if other people do like it, I don't need the compliments. I'd rather just, after 4 or 5 hours, love what I'm smelling more so than have people tell me I smell nice, because I have to live with me at the end of the day, not strangers, not my friends. Anyway, that's Hawas. I have a banner for it. Man, yeah, I know I got the others. Fresh and playful is what I call this stuff. So, what do I consider fresh and playful that I would prefer to wear? That's going to be this one, Lalique Linsumi. Now, I wouldn't say this one is as mass appealing as Hawas. I think if you put them side by side and have people smell them blindly, a lot of people might prefer Hawas because it has all the right elements. It has all the typical expected elements of a mass appealing fragrance. That's something that's going to be fresh and clean, but sweet and playful, and all the things are wrapped up. They did a good job with it. They achieved what they were going for. But Linsumi, for me, also has a playful vibe, but this is a little bit more specific smelling. This has more of an identity, more personality to me. It is kind of like rum. It's like, sweet, sugary rum with like this crushed sugar feel and spices and woods. It's kind of like a drink. It smells, kind of pina colada-ish, maybe. Not quite as much pineapple, but there is a tropical, almost fruity feel to the booziness and that crushed sugary spiciness, and it's fresh as well. Very interesting. Let me know if you guys have tried this one. Let me check the comments. It's pretty dang cheap as well. You can get it for comparable prices to Hawas, I would say. Let me know if you guys know this one. I do enjoy it. It's great for the summertime. It's not going to perform as well as Hawas. So, well, that's going to depend. I'm just going to say that. I've been trying to say this more and more. Performance of a fragrance is not only dependent on the fragrance. In fact, it's the least dependent on the fragrance. It's more dependent on your skin and your environment. That's why some people will buy this and get 3 hours out of it and say, Justin, you suck. It disappeared after 3 hours. And some people will get it and say it lasted 8 hours. I love it. It's going to depend. I'm just letting you know. But the scent is interesting to me from top to bottom. That's why I prefer it. Let's see here. Enzo was asking about the most easy to wear parfum to Marley. That's going to be whichever one you like the most. That's my answer. And a lot of people would say like Percival or Leighton or Sedley or Greenlee, but it really comes down to whichever one you love the most. Whatever one you love the most, you're going to be more apt to spray on. Simple as that. So you're going to have to be the judge. But those four I just said, Leighton, Sedley, Percival, and Greenlee, those may not be bad ones to start with. Maybe even Galloway, the white bottle. Sunday, best fragrance for playing chess. I can't tell if that's a troll question or not. Sounds like it. Okay, Trollbuster. Timothy, yes. Hawas is beast mode. It does last all day. And I kind of wish it didn't because after a few hours, again, I've had enough of it, even though it is a good scent. Philip says, best gym fragrances. Anything that's fresh and inoffensive. There's probably at least 1,700 great fragrances that will fall under that category. So I can't even begin to tell you, in terms of what I've shown you thus far, this is not a bad one. Dior Homme 2020, not a bad one to go with. And if you love it, even the Prada Luna Rossa Carbon, not a bad one. But if you love it, that's number one. Noel, Linsumi decants. I'm not sure. I haven't done a ton of research, but the places I would typically get decants from do not have it. So you'll have to do some digging there. Okay, we got Anthony says Boss Bottle Unlimited is his gym scent. Yeah, again, whatever you like, man. Whatever refreshes you or keeps you feeling invigorated throughout your workout. Luxury soapy clean fragrance. Luxury soapy clean fragrance. I mean, this is one. Again, as I said, I don't really love it after a while, but this is one for sure. Prada Amber. Prada's known for their soapy stuff. Prada Amber Pour Homme is great. I don't have it. I've actually been meaning to pick it up. I think it's discontinued. I need to go looking for it. That's what comes to mind right now. Prada, not a bad place. Sancho, can't wait for Second Soul. Oh man, Sancho, good to see you. And you actually reminded me. I actually did want to mention that. I have it sitting right here. Give me one sec while I grab it. We're back. Yes, Sancho. Thanks for bringing it up. Second Soul. It's linked in the description of the video. If you guys have not pre-ordered your bottle, if you've not reserved your bottle, we will be shipping these most likely next month. So if you want to be in that first wave, that first crop of people who definitely get their bottle before Christmas, or if you want to make it for a great gift, that's also a great way to do it. And also just to make sure you get it before it doesn't, before it runs out, because it is limited. You can check it out. I've talked about it several times. I did a whole video talking about it. If you don't know about the fragrance, what I can say about it right now is that this is going to be great for the fall and winter, even the spring, but mostly cooler in temperatures when you want to have kind of an alluring feel, something that's a little bit mysterious, but still kind of sexy as well. At least if you're asking me. Does have the original Brass and Soul DNA, but just darker, edgier. Still kind of sweet and ambery, but has a nice tobacco, has a fresh rum note with some spices in there. Mostly it's warmer, a little smoky, again, a little edgier. I really dig this stuff. And I want to know what you guys think. I can't wait to get it to you, to those who have placed an order. And if you haven't, once again, it's down in the description. Justin in November 2nd. That's unfortunately not going to be the day that we ship anything. I think the website says end of November 2022. So I do apologize if that is new information. So yeah, thank you all for the compliments on the bottle. It was a beautiful collaboration with me and George Zaharoff, and I think it came out stunning. And to have it in the hand, you just got to see it, man. It's heavy. It's beautiful. Okay, let's keep it going. We have one more pair. One more pair. See, Lewis said he's halfway done with Brass and Soul. He's got to slow down, but you got to back up. That was smart. That is probably the only time I could ever condone getting a backup bottle if it is a fragrance that from the outset is limited. It is not coming back. In that case, I get it, especially if you love it. Might as well stock up because you know it's never coming back and you'll never get it again. If it's something that's just out there and you can get it, sure, if you love it. But I'm usually not a backup bottle guy, so I'm not trying to judge you guys for doing that. But people who go crazy and they got like 10, 15 backup bottles, I'm just like, all right, man. Anyway, the last pick. What Cam is asking, does Second Soul transition multiple times like Brass and Soul? There are some transitions for sure. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of depth in there. X is here. What's up, man? Okay. Alrighty. So, last fragrance. I was just reading some comments here. La Nuit de L'Homme, sweet and sexy. I like this stuff. I've liked it for a long time. I've had this bottle for like 6 years. This bottle itself is like 10 years old. This is a 2013 bottle. Kind of a rarity. I got it for a steal back in the day. It could probably sell for a lot these days, but I'm not going to sell it because I really do like the scent. I don't remember the last time I've worn this. I don't really like to wear it these days because there's just other fragrances I find more interesting, but it's still a beautiful scent. It still captures me, but after a few hours, I'm like, okay, I get it. And I think it's mainly just because of my exposure. I've worn it a lot, even though the dent isn't very big in this bottle. It's hard to tell. I can't really get a good angle, but I've worn it, at least a good 20, 30 times. I'm not an oversprayer, as you can see. So yeah, does anyone still talk about this? I don't know if I still see it in videos. You guys still see people talking about La Nuit de L'Homme? Again, good scent, but I want something a little bit more interesting. So something that I also find sweet and sexy, but a little bit more polarizing is going to be Tom Ford Black Orchid. And honestly, this is a fragrance I didn't always love. I was kind of turned off by Black Orchid when I first smelled it in a Sephora years ago. But like many fragrances, I had to mature into it. I've grown into it, and now I find it kind of intoxicating. It is still sweet. It is very sexy. It is kind of dark, but it's in a different way. There is this earthy, chocolatey feel surrounded by a sweet floral quality with a little bit of funk. So not everyone's going to dig it, but it is so iconic. And because it's so iconic, it is absolutely timeless. It does not smell bound by the times. I would say it's a different kind of sweetness than you would ever seen coming out at the time this came out back in like the mid 2000s. And we haven't really seen this type of sweetness since, quite like this. Really a special DNA. Again, timeless and definitely sweet and sexy if that's what I'm looking for. Much more interesting to me. I do have to be in the mood to wear it because it is so particular. I can remember the last time I wore it and I loved it. In fact, I wore it at a gig that I had maybe about this time a year ago. I don't remember when it was. No, it was earlier this year. It was back in February. And the place that I was at is actually a place I'm playing at tonight with the same band. So I'm contemplating wearing it just for old time's sake. But we'll see about that. Not sure. Let me hide that. That's it. Those are all the fragrances I wanted to share. Again, everything that at least my alternatives are down in the description. They're all linked. I'm happy to answer a couple more questions here before we end off and I leave you to the rest of your Saturday. Velvet Orchid, I haven't smelled that in a long time, but I hear so many people love that one. Let's see. No, yeah, I totally get that, man. Yeah, you gotta take your time, especially when the urgency is applied on a regular basis. You gotta just be careful. Okay. Anthony liked it too. Yeah, it's good stuff. And again, you may not like it at first spray. You might have to give it some time. You might have to develop a bit, and that's okay. That's no shade thrown at anyone. You just might need time. So I think that's going to be it for me. I want to thank you guys for joining this live stream that we do every week. Again, if you're interested in these fragrances, they are linked down below. Some of them I think have decant links. A lot of them are decant X, so you can try them first if you want. And again, Second Soul, once again, is linked down below. If you want to check out the newest from Zed Creators, everything is down in the description. And that's it. Thank you all for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Monday's video is going to stir the pot. It's going to be just like 5 minutes long, but the pot will be stirred. So, tighten your pants. I don't know, that's weird. You get what I mean. It's going to be kind of a heavy hitter. So I want to just warn you guys in advance. I hope you'll pull up for it. I think it's going to be good. It's been a while since I did a super critical topic, and we're back at it. I'll see you in the next one, guys.